I'm Carrie.
I'm Leslie.
I'm Stephanie.
Welcome to Movie Talk, the show where we have real talk about real movies. We talk about current box office releases and highlight up-and-coming indie producers and directors.
In the second segment of our show, we share our personal segments with our indie film picks that we feel up to grade.
So grab some popcorn, sit back, relax, and let us take you through real movies with real talk.
Welcome to Movie Talk. So today, box office releases, ladies. What's number one? Lucy.
Lucy. Oh.
Well,
good.
she got rid of Planet of the Apes. That's
did.
pretty awesome,
I
right? She's like a
couldn't believe it.
superhuman woman, right?
I could not believe it. Planet of the Apes is actually down to number 3.
So what's 2?
Hercules.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited to see that.
Hercules.
That's pretty cool.
Lucy made $44 million in the box office, so that's good. I mean, she like topped everyone and put 1, 2, and 3 down to 3, 4, and 5.
I love
But
that.
anytime a woman with superhuman intelligence does that and outthrows like apes and Hercules, I am all for it. Thumbs up for that.
Yeah. So first place in the box office was Lucy. Second place was Hercules. Third place was Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, unfortunately, which was first last week. Sorry, you're down to third. And then fourth was The Purge.
The Purge.
And fifth was Planes, Fire, and Rescue, which is not bad. That's a kid's movie, so I'm glad they stood at number 5.
We need some of that in the summer.
Yeah. Well, we still have Echo, and we have
Maleficent, one of my favorite children's films. I love saying that. You know I
Make sure you go see Maleficent. So yes, and box office releases is always good to support, new movies when they come out. So us as the viewers and the consumers can know what's really going on. But as well, we set up platform here for indie producers, directors, and actors. And today in our segment, our first guest is?
We have our director, John Abrahanti, and his mystery fruit. Well, thank you very much for bringing that along. We have Frankie Montero, our lead actor. It's a pleasure for him to be here. Jonathan McKee, our co-writer producer, and Connor Finnegan, our AD and producer. It is a pleasure to have you guys here with us today at Movie Talk.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Awesome. So wonderful. So I see that we already have 548 likes on Facebook, and this movie is not even completed. So tell me a little bit about the buzz and the stir. What got you started? Let's start with the director, John. Tell us a little bit about how you got started with this project, when you got started, what's the origins of it?
We got started on this project through it was through a small student project me and the lead actor Frankie were in, and it was a recreation of On the Waterfront with Marlon Brando.
Oh my God, one of my favorite films.
Thanks. And he wasn't even supposed to be there. He was supposed to be an understudy. And the first actor was late. He didn't show up till much later. And after that, it was history. He ended up giving me the script, and he said, I have a script. It was 10 pages, and we've been working on it for 3 years, and now here we are.
Wow, it's kind of like everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
And everything just evolves. Yeah. So what have you learned most from doing this project, Frankie? What would you say as an actor that you've learned most from the project?
Almost everything as an actor. I mean, you get put under so much pressure. It's run and gun. Sometimes you might only have one take to get things, and this is huge. It's on us. It's our first feature film, so it's improving, marks, everything, just continuity. I'm learning so much, and it's a great experience. I think I'm learning more here than what I could be doing when my former classmates are doing as far as extra work and trying to do things like that. I've done that, but I guess I wanted to do what they said we couldn't do. I think that goes for him as a writer and him as a director.
That's cool. I like that.
As filmmakers, because you think they put this in your head that you have to wait around for this big break to come, and we're in a very independent generation. And a lot of people are doing it on their own, and why couldn't we?
I love that part of what you said, Frankie. Why wait around?
That was
wait around?
very inspiring.
Do it yourself. Just do it. Nike, just do it.
This is the generation of the self-produced. Back in the previous generations, you had to wait to try to hopefully make it big, but nowadays we have the technology and the resources to do it ourselves. So, as Frankie said, right now we're learning on the run and we're producing it ourselves, and created Old York Productions to do it ourselves and to make our own big break.
That's true, Connor. And I want to actually pose this to Jonathan.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration? When did you write the script? And what is the transformation you've seen with this project come along? Because your words are being brought to life, and we're talking about improv, and I'm wondering how much of it's been improv.
Yeah.
So I want to speak to that a little bit.
Well, we handed John over a 210-page script,
Wow.
and he read it. He said he wanted to do the entire script, every word. Like a lot of the scenes, we'll get the scene done, and then we'll just start improvising, and sometimes it comes out even better than what's on the page. So it's been a great, magnificent process, like watching everything come to life, like watch all the characters come to life. Like the main character, Mara Latona, played by Frankie, he's been doing such a great job of like
Awesome.
just like everything, like even every little detail from like everything I wrote for the character traits, he does it. He started using his left hand for 6 months. He's right-handed. So basically, like everything's been really coming together. Like, and I feel there's like a huge void in film nowadays, like with characters and story. So this is like a very story-driven movie. It shows you like the underground in New York City, and it shows like the rise of like an underground criminal in New York City, which I think hasn't been seen in a number of years.
So it's like a modern-day criminal. You're thinking about Bugsy,
Yes,
Siegel.
yes,
You're
like
thinking
Lucky Luciano,
I
like
felt
a
that.
new age version of that. Yes, that's hit it right on the head with that. That's
I felt
exactly
that
what I
when-
was going for. Yes.
When I was looking at the stills, they were
Yeah.
so intense, and
Yeah.
that's what I was feeling when I
Yeah,
saw
we're
Frankie.
trying to bring back like the classic timelessness of like characters, Like we don't need like CGI and special effects. We have great acting and great characters, and that's the strength we think we're gonna build upon,
So you would say that genre is like your greatest inspirations? When
Oh,
you're looking
definitely
back?
by far, yes. Like when growing up, I loved like all those guys like John Gotti, like Carlo Gambino's like my favorite of all time because he never went to jail. He coasted through life, very rich man, beautiful women. He was very much an inspiration for Mara Latona. I would definitely say that.
Is there anything specific that inspired you to write this?
Well, like I grew up in like a kind of a crazy age with like a lot of drugs, a lot of girls. So like a lot of that went to the script because I feel like nowadays like everything's like not the truth. They're not showing you what's really going on in the streets of New York City. And like when I watch that, I'm like, what is this? Like it's fake. And I want to showcase like what's really going on and give people a glimpse inside a world that normally they won't be able to see into.
So you want to show people what you experienced growing
Yeah.
up, what your experience
Yes.
was, and I think that's movie making when it's done right is a glimpse into someone's experience.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I mean it's a complete travesty what's going on in New York. I mean you're either watching romantic comedies or superhero movies. I mean not to say that they're bad, but that's all we're getting, and we're not getting the truth of what's underneath it, and that's important to show. I think
Sure,
that we
and that's great you're getting to do that.
yeah, and we put that
Yeah.
into the casting as well. A lot of the people are real.
So you got real people, that's how you did the casting. You had an
Yeah.
open call and you...
There's under like 10 actors, I would say. There's real
Yeah.
cops,
How many
real
people came out
lawyers,
for this?
real people.
Like
Um,
casting call, like how much did you have to narrow this down?
It's
it's-
I don't know. There's like over like 30 different characters, not main, but like that we had to
Yeah.
cast, and like I said, I think like 10 to 12 are professional actors, and the rest
Okay.
of them, like I said, real cops,
Mhm.
real lawyers,
Mhm.
real
Okay, that's like
waiters.
adds a real authenticity
Yeah.
to it, to New York. So what was your film budget like?
It was shoestrung, totally shoestrung.
Yeah, very low
Everyone
low
budget.
budget, and we have like we have a 5-man crew. I don't think anyone really believes that, and it's
Yeah.
hard getting our passion out of people. I don't expect them to come because obviously there's not a lot of money being put up, but that's the people you're looking at are here because of passion.
Yeah.
We were lucky
Sure.
to get the people on board and that really want to see this movie come out.
And
Yeah.
succeed.
Yeah.
So where do you want to see this? Like, are you trying to shop this to festivals? Where do you want to see this in a year once it's completed? I know that you're finishing everything up. What do you want to see?
I think we're going to see it in theaters.
Yeah, it would be great if we
Yeah.
had a theatrical release, even for a week or something. We really want to put it through festivals, but we're hoping for a theatrical release. That would be my dream.
Yeah,
is
Mhm.
that's
be
a
able
big
to lay
dream.
back and watch
Because
this in the
I
theater.
mean,
I think this movie can definitely like hold its own on the big stage of the mass audience of the world, but hopefully we get that chance, because there's a lot of movies out there, and our little movie hopefully will rise to the top. But when it comes to like that's what we're trying to do, because you don't need like a huge budget to make a great film. You know,
Yeah.
all you
It's like the
need
little
is
engine you
passion.
could.
Yeah.
We want
Little
people to
bit.
like it.
Yeah,
We want, like,
We're-
if everyone in this
Mhm.
room can sit there and watch it and they like it, then that's the dream and the
Yeah.
goal. If there's a 16-year-old one day that has a poster of Monsters of Mulberry Street on their wall,
Yeah,
like
that'd
we
be
did growing
awesome.
up of our favorite movies, I mean, you know, that's the goal before money.
So Frankie, if there was an actor you could work with, who would you choose? Of all the actors that you could work with.
Al Pacino.
Al
Do you
Pacino.
I knew that you were going to say that. Not only did I know it, he's one of the ones on my list too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get God willing, he has a long life. You know, more years ahead of him. You know, he's 74, and I get nervous. I'm like, I hope I get to. You know, not even even if I don't work with him, I would like to ask him some acting advice.
I was
Yeah.
actually on a set with him.
Maybe
I'm
this will be
devil's
one of the
advocate.
vehicles to, maybe perhaps he might see it.
You never
Oh,
know,
yeah.
right?
If you, I have a question. So if you had to sell this movie or convince someone to see this movie in a sentence, what would you say?
Who's that for?
Anybody, it's open.
If you had a chance to go back in time and buy The Godfather, would you do it? Like, I think this is like a great story that's gonna stand the test of time. Like 100 years from now, people are gonna use this film to be like, oh, that's what New York City was like in that time period. That's what they were doing back then. Like, we're trying to showcase like everything that's going on. Like, New York City is a big character of itself in the film. So by showcasing that, like, hopefully, you know, it's gonna stand there and people are gonna enjoy it.
So Jonathan, the essence, really you're trying to say that the essence of this is New York. New York at
Yes.
this time.
Yes.
Cementing what
Yeah.
this time period's about. What locales did you use to shoot New York City?
Well,
Everyone.
Yeah, we've been shooting all over New York.
From Yonkers to Staten Island and
Yeah.
everywhere in between. I mean, New York City is a character in this movie.
Yes.
It's,
Yeah.
It really
That's
is
what
a
I
sort of
felt.
hidden character.
Yeah.
I have a
And-
question. So what time, what is the time period? Is it
Present day.
It's
President, okay.
Day, yes.
Yeah, it's not like a big mob film or anything like that. It has all the cultures in New
Mhm.
York right now. It's not about it's not glorified like
Yeah.
the Italians and all this, like, you know, everything you've seen before. It's not like that. It's something different. It's showing them at a weak point actually, because it's
Mhm.
the present day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
I-
at their strong points.
I find that really interesting. Anything when you
Yeah.
show something at a weak point, you show
Mhm.
someone's weaknesses.
It's a struggle.
strength.
You know, it's not even like,
Mhm.
you know, Sopranos. There's very, you know, I love the show to death. You know, sometimes things would get, you know, exaggerated and things like that. You know, and I think it's more important to show what's really going on. Like some of the guys with the higher positions are living in trailer parks in New
Yeah.
Jersey.
That's-
you know, and
right.
it's not seen on TV. It's all of the mansions and the money
Glitz,
and stuff.
Correct.
You know,
The
Glam.
for the
glorification.
ratings and all of that, you
Right.
know. But
Mhm.
I think people want you know, we talked to a lot of people. I think a lot of people want to see change. They want to bring it back to where it was
Yeah.
in the golden age.
Sure. So what's been the biggest challenge in making this film?
I mean,
Yeah.
because we're working with such a shoestring budget, and because people aren't, you know, it's not like people aren't coming out because they're getting paychecks. You know,
Mhm.
the paycheck is we might be able to pick you up and get you a sandwich.
Yeah.
So it's
Right.
just been organizing everybody to come out for their passions. Everyone's working jobs right now. So the biggest struggle has really just been the base logistics of getting, you know, making sure you have the time, the money, and the manpower all at the same time, which is why this has been a process that's taken a year to produce this film.
So obviously it's a labor of love, and a lot of people have believed in this to
Oh,
do
yeah.
that, which is awesome.
Very
I know that you have
grateful.
the 548 likes on Facebook. So how have you gotten that? The word is actually spreading even before. How do you attest to that? That's good even before the movies come out.
Yeah.
It's all incredibly organic. I mean, it was all just friends of friends, people who were
Yeah.
involved in the movie, putting it on blast for a day. Like, hey, check out this movie I'm in. Then, you know, people just talk to people, and just very organically, there's already been, you know, very small. There's been attention that's been growing
Keeping
organically.
them
Yeah.
updated with posts.
Exactly,
I think,
keeping
you know.
them. And
what is where can they find information? Keep up. What's your Facebook?
Facebook.com/Monsters of Mulberry Street.
Okay.
And, you know, the IMDb page is up too. And,
Okay.
Yeah. We have a Twitter account.
So it has been such a pleasure having you guys
Thank you.
come
Thank you
into
so
our
much.
studios, our Movie Talk studios today, talk about Monsters of Mulberry Street, learn
Thank you
more
so
about
much.
the film. And again, I want to say to our audience, go to www.facebook.com/monstersofmulberrystreet.com. I'm actually
So there
checking
you
it out.
have it. And again, guys, thank you for tuning in.